They just caught it in the mud, and no one can believe it. This was caught, and now scientists are in total shock. These incredible discoveries hidden beneath layers of earth and time continue to remind us how little we know about the history of our planet. From enormous, prehistoric creatures to unexpected phenomena, you will be quite shocked by what has been found. Curious? Join us and let's go. Number 12. Underwater cave treasure in Varadero. The crystal-clear waters surrounding Cuba have always attracted divers, but a research team exploring the underwater cave systems near Varadero discovered something far more valuable than scenic beauty. What began as a biological survey to catalog underwater life forms turned into a major archaeological breakthrough when the team ventured deeper into a submerged limestone cavern. There, resting on the cave floor as if arranged by an underwater curator, lay enormous skulls and skeletal remains belonging to animals that disappeared from Earth thousands of years ago. The cave had served as a perfect preservation chamber, with the constant water temperature and limited current preventing the usual deterioration that destroys most ancient remains. Some skulls measured over 3 feet in length, with distinctive tooth structures and bone features, allowing scientists to identify several extinct megafauna species previously unknown in the Caribbean region. The team documented massive ground sloths, ancient felines significantly larger than modern jaguars, and several unidentified species that don't match any known taxonomic classifications. This suggests the cave might contain entirely new species, never before cataloged by science. Number 11. Los Angeles, City of Hidden Fossils. Beneath the glamorous surface of Los Angeles lies a secret prehistoric world that occasionally breaks through into our modern reality. The bustling metropolis, known for Hollywood and celebrity culture, sits atop one of the richest fossil beds in North America, with petrified remains of extinct creatures regularly uncovered during routine construction projects throughout the city. During excavation for a subway line extension, workers hit paleontological pay dirt when their equipment uncovered a perfectly preserved saber-toothed tiger skull just 15 feet below a major intersection. Further digging revealed an astonishing collection of Ice Age mammals, dire wolves, mastodons, ancient bison, and several species of ground sloths, all preserved in remarkable condition. The fossils date back approximately 40,000 years, providing a snapshot of Southern California when it was a thriving savanna ecosystem teeming with megafauna. What makes the Los Angeles fossil deposits unique is their urban setting and exceptional preservation quality. The natural tar pits and sedimentary conditions created perfect fossilization environments, preserving not just major bones but delicate structures like foot bones, vertebrae, and even tissue impressions that rarely survive in other locations. Number 10. Giant dinosaur tracks in Scottish mud. The quiet Isle of Skye in Scotland became the center of worldwide attention when archaeologists uncovered something that had been hiding in plain sight for millions of years. Embedded in the coastal mud were massive dinosaur footprints, perfectly preserved as if the creatures had walked by just yesterday instead of 230 million years ago. These weren't just any tracks. They belonged to 2 entirely different species of dinosaurs that once dominated the landscape. The first set of prints came from a terrifying theropod, the same group that included the infamous Tyrannosaurus rex. These 3-toed impressions tell stories of predators that stalked the ancient Scottish lands, hunting with precision and power that would make modern predators seem tame by comparison. The depth and clarity of these prints allowed scientists to analyze the dinosaur's walking pattern, weight distribution, and even estimate its running speed. The second set of tracks belonged to something even more impressive, a member of the sauropod family, which included the largest land animals to ever exist. Though the footprints suggested this particular dinosaur was relatively young, standing about 2 meters tall, adult sauropods could reach lengths of over 30 meters and weights of 70 tons. I have a question for you. First, I would like to say that it is possible to follow the greatest curiosities of our world every day. But to do so, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, are you already subscribed? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Also, take the opportunity to like the video so YouTube will recommend more videos from our channel, so leave your like right now And now that you have done that, let's go. Number 9. Spanish Super Turtle Colossus. A routine paleontological survey in northern Spain took an extraordinary turn when researchers noticed unusual shell fragments protruding from an eroded hillside. As careful excavation progressed, the team realized they weren't dealing with typical fossil fragments but pieces of what appeared to be a massive turtle shell. Day by day, more of the specimen emerged, revealing what would soon be confirmed. As the largest turtle species ever discovered, the fossilized remains measured an astounding 8 feet, 2.4 meters in length, significantly larger than the previous record holder for prehistoric turtles. Dating techniques placed the specimen at approximately 11 million years old, making it not just the largest, but also among the most ancient turtle species ever documented. The turtle's enormous size would have made it nearly invulnerable to predators as an adult, with only the largest crocodilians potentially posing any threat. Detailed examination of the shell revealed another surprising feature that challenged conventional understanding of turtle evolution. Along the shell's upper surface were distinctive protrusions that researchers identified as the bases for horn-like structures, particularly pronounced in what appeared to be male specimens. Number 8. Patagonian Long-Neck Giant. Argentina's Patagonia region has long been famous for yielding extraordinary dinosaur remains, but a discovery made nearly a decade ago continues to astound researchers as they complete the painstaking process of excavation and analysis. Hidden within the ancient sedimentary rocks lay the fossilized skeleton of a sauropod dinosaur of such enormous proportions that it required multiple expeditions spanning years to fully uncover. This massive, long-necked herbivore, only recently named by paleontologists, belongs to the sauropod family, the iconic dinosaur group known for their massive size, column-like legs, and incredibly long necks. What makes this particular specimen remarkable is not just its exceptional preservation state, but its enormous limb bones, some measuring nearly 2 meters in length. When fully assembled, the skeleton revealed a creature of staggering proportions that would have towered over most other dinosaurs of its era. The dinosaur's anatomical features tell stories of evolutionary adaptations perfected over millions of years. Its elongated neck contained specialized vertebrae with air sacs that simultaneously lightened the structure while providing sufficient strength to support its length. This adaptation allowed the animal to reach vegetation inaccessible to other herbivores, giving it a crucial competitive advantage in ancient ecosystems. Number 7. Megalodon teeth in the desert sands. When a paleontologist working in Chile's Atacama Desert spotted something unusual protruding from the sand, he initially thought it might be a fragment of petrified wood. As he carefully brushed away the surrounding sediment, he couldn't believe what emerged. A massive shark tooth the size of his hand, perfectly preserved despite its extreme age and unlikely location. The distinctive serrated edges and massive root structure identified it immediately as belonging to megalodons, prehistoric sharks that once ruled the world's oceans as the largest predatory fish in Earth's history. The tooth measured an astonishing 7 inches in length with perfect serrations still visible along its cutting edges. Based on this single tooth, researchers estimated the individual shark would have measured approximately 60 feet in length, large enough to swallow a modern great white shark whole. Radiocarbon dating placed the specimen at approximately 3.5 million years old, from a period when these massive predators still dominated marine ecosystems worldwide. What perplexed researchers wasn't just the tooth's exceptional preservation, but its location in one of the world's driest deserts, hundreds of miles from the current coastline. Geological analysis revealed an astonishing explanation. The Atacama Desert was once completely submerged beneath a shallow prehistoric sea. Number 6. Fossil jackpot at the local dump. Most people visit their local dump to dispose of unwanted items, but one lucky individual walked away with a treasure that museums would fight over. What started as a casual stroll through discarded materials ended with the discovery of the century when this man noticed something unusual partially buried in the mud, a fossilized shell unlike any he'd seen before. After careful extraction and examination, experts confirmed it wasn't just any shell. It was the preserved remains of the oldest turtle species ever documented on Earth. This single shell has forced scientists to rewrite entire chapters of Reptilian evolution, pushing back the timeline for turtle development by millions of years. The fossil's pristine condition allowed researchers to study growth patterns and anatomical features previously unknown in early turtles. But the incredible discoveries didn't stop there. Energized by his initial find, the man continued searching the dump site and unearthed a veritable museum collection of prehistoric treasures. He found dinosaur bone fragments that had been casually tossed away with everyday garbage, completely unnoticed by thousands of people who had visited the site. Number 5. Mexican Unexpected Tusk Discovery. Local construction workers breaking ground for a new housing development in central Mexico expected to find many things, perhaps indigenous artifacts, colonial-era ruins, or even natural obstacles. What they never anticipated was uncovering a perfectly preserved prehistoric tusk just 3 feet below the surface. Work halted immediately as bewildered foremen contacted archaeological authorities, recognizing the significance of their accidental discovery. The tusk measured nearly 7 feet in length with distinctive curvature patterns characteristic of Columbian mammoths, the southern cousin of the more famous woolly mammoth. Unlike many paleontological finds that show extensive damage or decay, this specimen appeared remarkably intact, with preservation so exceptional that microscopic examination revealed intact collagen fibers within the dentine structure. Carbon dating placed the tusk at approximately 15,000 years old, coinciding with the period when these magnificent creatures shared the landscape with the first human inhabitants of the region. What puzzled scientists most was the location. Central Mexico had never been considered prime mammoth habitat, with previous discoveries limited primarily to northern regions. Number 4. Mammoth Treasure Trove in Utah. The permafrost regions of Utah have long been known as natural freezers, preserving prehistoric specimens, but recent discoveries have exceeded all expectations. Entire mammoth tusks emerged from the melting ice, some measuring over 3 meters in length and weighing hundreds of pounds. These weren't isolated finds. Entire skull fragments appeared alongside scattered bones and partial skeletons, painting a picture of mammoth herds that once dominated these now barren landscapes. The tusks themselves told stories of ancient lives. Growth rings revealed information about climate fluctuations, dietary changes, and periods of stress that these magnificent creatures endured. Some tusks showed distinctive markings indicating the animal had survived predator attacks or territorial battles with other mammoths. The curvature and size of certain specimens suggested they belonged to older males who had lived remarkably long lives by prehistoric standards. Sadly, many of the discovered remains showed evidence of a more recent tragedy. Numerous skulls were shattered and bones broken, not from prehistoric battles or natural causes, but from modern ivory hunters who continued to plunder these archaeological treasures despite stringent international bans. Number 3. Ancient Hearth reveals prehistoric eggs. In the small Israeli village of Nitzana, a routine archaeological survey took an extraordinary turn when researchers noticed an unusual circular formation in the soil. Initial assessments suggested they had found a primitive hearth or cooking pit used by ancient settlers, a common enough discovery in a region rich with human history. As excavation progressed, however, the team realized they had stumbled upon something far more significant. Carefully embedded within the structure weren't the expected charcoal remains or cooking implements, but 8 massive eggs, each one perfectly preserved and approximately 25 times larger than modern chicken eggs. These weren't just any prehistoric eggs, but belonged to ancient ostriches that inhabited the region approximately 4,000 years ago. Each egg measured nearly 8 inches in length with shells thick enough to have survived millennia buried just beneath the surface. The discovery represented the largest cache of intact prehistoric ostrich eggs ever found in a single location. What made the find particularly valuable was the contextual evidence surrounding the eggs. They hadn't been randomly scattered or naturally buried but deliberately placed within what appeared to be a ceremonial structure. This suggested the eggs held significant cultural importance beyond mere nutritional value. Number 2. Yukon's frozen bison giant. The permafrost regions of Canada's Yukon Territory have long served as natural freezers preserving Ice Age remains. But a recent thaw revealed something that left even veteran paleontologists speechless. As excavation teams carefully removed layers of frozen soil, they uncovered the massive skull of a prehistoric bison still encased in ice. Unlike typical fossil discoveries where only mineralized bones remain, this specimen retained organic material that had miraculously survived thousands of years of burial. Protocol for such rare finds demanded extreme care. Researchers needed to extract the skull without disrupting the frozen tissues that might contain intact DNA. Using specially designed heating elements and insulated transport containers, the team spent 3 days gradually freeing the specimen from its icy tomb before airlifting it to laboratory facilities. The skull's measurements shocked researchers. The distance between horn tips spanned over 3.3 feet, 1 meter, significantly larger than any modern bison species. Radiocarbon dating placed the specimen at approximately 30,000 years old, representing a period when massive herbivores dominated North American landscapes. The prehistoric bison species, Bison priscus, was substantially larger than modern American bison, with bulls potentially weighing up to 2,000 pounds, nearly twice the size of their contemporary descendants. Number 1. Pompeii's tragic floor. Skeleton. For centuries, the ruins of Pompeii have provided archaeologists with unparalleled insights into daily Roman life. Preserved in a moment of catastrophe when Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 CE. Despite being one of history's most extensively studied archaeological sites, Pompeii continues to yield new discoveries, including one that recently shocked even veteran researchers, a human skeleton literally embedded within a stone floor, with the skull trapped beneath a massive stone slab. The unusual positioning of the remains immediately raised questions. Most Pompeii victims were found in positions suggesting they died from ash suffocation or falling debris while attempting to flee. This individual, however, appeared to have been pinned to the ground by a deliberate act. Initial theories suggested a possible murder victim, perhaps someone trapped and killed during the chaos of the eruption when normal social order collapsed. Forensic analysis revealed a more complex story. The skeleton belonged to a male approximately 30 to 35 years old who showed evidence of previous injuries, including a partially healed broken leg that would have limited mobility. Now I have a special recommendation for you. Are you seeing this video that is appearing on the screen? Click on it because I'm sure you'll like it. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.